that mic in so that it's like real dramatic?
Super slowly like this.
Like dun 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 dun. Hola. Hey everyone, welcome back to the Heart My Money podcast, where P and I chat about things, about life, about love, but most of all about healing, about the clarity that you can have, clarity and purpose through being super focused in healing. We go through all these different details because P has had the most extraordinary life, and she is sharing everything of how you became a multimillionaire by the time you were 24, how you almost lost everything because you were emotionally like in a really bad place. And you know, some of us, we don't even know that we need this type of like healing. We don't even really ever see that kind of success. Because why? Because we've already limited ourselves. You had none of that, and then still found yourself in a bit of a pickle.
Yeah, I mean, my story went from success to failure to success, and the failure came mostly emotionally.
Yeah.
Although in that time I was going through some financial changes, very, very drastic in my industry.
That's
to me, losing
triggered it.
The finances was not what was painful. What triggered it was fighting with teeth and nails for my business. Then I had to be like,
for those you serve,
I had to be in my masculine state of mind.
You had to change who you were, your DNA.
And that made me, believe in my ego, abolish anything of responsibility having to do with my first marriage relationship. I wanted to do what I wanted to do. Nobody could tell me what to do. I was my own boss. I didn't want to cater. I didn't want to answer to nobody. And that's not the way you hold a marriage, right? A marriage is about 50-50. Both.
But that's not even who you are.
I'm not like that, but I became like that.
But you had to actually do the you
fight
had to
for
be
the business.
You had to be that person to fight for your business.
But nobody told me, don't be this Perla outside of business. Like, don't be this Perla in your personal life, right? No, nobody told me that. I had to figure it out myself.
And the beautiful thing, though, I think it was a gift because you have a purpose in life, and like your purpose is to ignite kindness that you were doing even before, but I think it's even deeper. It's about getting people to like understand that they need to heal so that they can live their purpose.
Yes.
Their truest purpose, which is that. And that is defined by them, right? What that success is.
Success is to the eye of
the
the beholder.
But you have to heal things that you don't even know are stuck there, right?
Yeah, I mean, because you go through life just doing life, trying to do better or trying to get out of a bad situation, and life brings distractions. And when you get so lost in yourself, you forget about you.
Yeah.
Like, who's going to nurture you? Who's going to take care of you?
But
right? Nobody has to take care of you but yourself. But then when you're lost in the distractions of life, you want to avoid the pains, so you want to look outside the picture. Who's responsible for my pain? Mm-hmm. Who needs to take care of me?
Who's going to make me happy?
Who's going to make me happy? Whose other life am I going to be butting nose in so that they have a sucky life? It's worse, their life, than mine. That brings the drama. That brings the gossip. So you're looking out instead
pointing
of
fingers.
looking in.
Yeah.
Right? And when you stop looking in, not only are you paying the price of losing yourself, you're not nurturing yourself.
But Pete, I mean, let's think about this. Like, think about going through school, because I'm such an avid, self-nurture in the mornings. Like, no matter what is scheduled, I have my morning time, which gives me this sense of like I can accomplish anything, right? Didn't know that existed because when I went through school, no one ever said like, be present. What the hell is that? No, I didn't even know what the hell that was until I was like, I have this pressure in my chest. I'm not living my life, but I don't even know who I am. Who the hell am I? And when I was trying to answer that question at 35, when it was just this awful, like, where you're like in this like pressure cooker and nothing's happening. It's just within yourself. You're like, There's something more, right? There's something more. The thing is that if we only knew that, like, stop and like be present, that is where all the answers come. That is where like the fulfillment comes. That is where like this sense of like peace, but also creativity, and understanding of who you are, what makes you tick comes. And it all is as simple as being present.
Yeah, you have to be present for yourself to get to know everything that's going on in there, right? And that, when you stop being present for yourself, then you let all of life bumble up on you and te pierdes.
but that is how most humans are walking through life. Because no
they're in
one
survival mode.
who would have taught them that.
No, nobody teaches us that.
No one teaches
Nobody
you
talks
that.
about that, especially in the Latino culture. The conversations
Especially.
are, nadie quiere saber tus problemas, a nadie le importa.
¿Qué es
si
eso?
te está pasando
Meditation.
eso, cállate. ¿Qué van a decir de ti? No, es
Yeah.
que me voy a divorciar. ¿Cómo que te vas a divorciar? Ay, no. You don't divorce. You have to deal with it. That's what marriage is about. Or, yeah, I have 2 kids from 2 baby daddies. Don't even tell anybody about that. That's super embarrassing. Or 3 kids from 3 baby daddies. Don't even talk about
it's
that.
a shame game.
It's a shame game.
It's a shame game.
And that's what
In our
causes
culture.
imposter syndrome.
Yeah.
That's why there's so many people living through imposter syndrome, because society, or the way that we were brought up, leads us to believe that you can't talk about who you really are, what are your real aspirations, or what are your real problems. You have to talk about that.
Which is
And then how do you fix them? Right?
And all of that, like that whole imposter syndrome and the fact that everything you just said, you find yourself unworthy. And you don't know it, but that's what it is, guys. Like you feel unworthy, so you don't voice what you want. You don't go after those desires. You push them back, like, oh, like how dare I? Like,
Yeah, you're on
want
scarcity
this.
mode, like just trying to survive.
Yes.
Keeping quiet, keeping it under the rug. You know, maybe somebody's harassing you, maybe somebody's bullying you, maybe you're going through some, diversity situation at work. You're not being acknowledged. They're not letting you speak.
Yeah.
And you just keep it under the rug because you
Yeah.
feel unworthy of speaking about it.
Yeah, and to feel seen, you guys, you have to voice up.
Of course.
Be seen, you've got to voice up, and no matter how
1000%.
uncomfortable it is, you have
1000%.
to do it. So it's crazy, but in this episode of self-nurturing, it's right there. Just turn it on, and that means
And it's simple.
dream.
Yeah, dream, but it's simple to self-nurture. Let's start with one of them. What's the number one tip for...
My number one tip is have a morning routine. Fucking do it at all costs. It will change your life. You will be able to handle anything that comes your way, and I mean anything.
Yeah, and so one of the things that I do is meditation. Meditation is very important, right?
How do you meditate? Give me an
like,
example. I'm curious.
My meditation is just like I sit on the rug or anywhere on the floor. I sit India style. I put my hands on my knees. And I just start breathing, and then I just start praying. It's like a prayer method.
And I'm glad you said that, because in our culture especially, you hear meditation, you're like, that's
Eso es del diablo.
Eso es del diablo. And it's prayer.
It's prayer.
You don't need anybody to
meditate. Prayer. Meditation is prayer with you and whom you believe in, and you have a conversation. These are my struggles. This is what I want to work on. This is what I want to focus on. This is what I need to do better. My daughter, my father, etc., going through this situation. I want to help them through this. That's meditation. For me, it's prayer. It's very deep,
prayer.
intentional prayer. Yeah. Gratitude, being thankful. And then sometimes I'll do a scan through my body, and I'll start at my brain, and I say, thank you so much for giving, allowing me the brain that I have, that everything functions in there, that all the blood and the oxygen are flowing through my brain, because my brain dictates how my lungs are breathing right now, and my nose is accepting that air. And then thank you so much for my heart to pump in the blood that goes into my brain, to my lungs, to my duodenum. Did you know we have a...
¿Qué es eso?
Es el duodeno. It's an organ we have, and it's super important.
Where's the duodenum?
It's right here by your pancreas. And so
No, I did not know.
The pancreas to clean all the sugary stuff that I eat. Thank you for working so hard now, pancreas, for 36 years, and my legs and my feet, even though my feet are not my favorite because I have long toes. Thank you so much for taking me,
I love this.
taking me through 25 countries and meeting people that are amazing. And thank you for waking up every day and stretching. I do all of that.
P, I love this. I want to do a whole episode just on you doing a whole body meditation.
Oh, it's very deep.
That's powerful. I'm super excited. I want to stop and just let's do it.
It's super cool.
I've never done that before that.
I've meditated and prayed. I've prayed over every single organ that's developing of my twins.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah, I will think super intentional of the mechanism of how, the sperm intercepted the my egg, and then they started creating life, and the heart was the first thing that started beeping, and we had a heartbeat, and then from there they started developing, you know, this little organ, and then the brain, and then the body, and then the hands, and then the feet, and then the little wiggle toes, and all that little by little, and then the hair's coming out. Thank you so much for growing a nose. And I hope that their pancreas, their lungs, their intestines, their veins, their ears, their nose, just everything develops right. The lashes on their eyes, like super narrow, super deep.
And that is the magic of manifestation. That is how you develop the life that you want. You give this immense gratitude for
everything.
what
like
is and what will be.
I pray for my nanny. Like, thank you so much for allowing my nanny
do it without her?
to be here, and they help me, and they're like a second mom to
and
me.
they love
and
them
that they
so much.
always are present. That their life at home is complete. That their life at home is
You're
stable.
blessing them in
so
a
that
way.
they are able to come to work, and they're happy and grateful, and
this.
they're not stressed over the phone. Like,
I just
all
want to
of
put
that.
I just want to put my hands up, like,
Amen. Amen,
yes,
sister.
yes.
Amen.
Seriously, that's how I feel. Like, keep on going, P. Keep on going.
No, but that's how.
Aye, 'cause
like,
it's true.
one of the things that I do is meditation, and that's how I meditate. I don't know if I've never taken a meditation class, but I learned to meditate taking like a yoga at Deepak Chopra. And it was about
that vibration.
It was a vibration, but it was about clearing your mind. My mind could never be cleared, and then when I would start clearing my mind, I would fall asleep. Right? So then I spoke to a coach, and they were like, meditation is what comes to you and what you make out of it naturally. So meditation ever since then for me has been prayer. And even when
detailed vision of what you desire.
Detailed vision of my husband, of my husband's health, of my husband's intelligence, of my husband's success, of the way he walks, of the way he talks, like
how he impacts
my
the
kids,
world, how
my daughter, like the way she shows up to school, the way she needs to study, like all of that. Everything.
That is
my
beautiful,
mom,
P.
I want her to read. The only one, it hasn't really worked with my mom. My goal has been for her to retire and enjoy her retirement.
She loves,
but the lady loves to work, and it's like she loves to support us. Nada. The lady, my mom, she loves to support her kids in their professional growth. And
the lady's brilliant.
She's got power.
Okay,
she's got a lot of intelligence. Doña Sandra. A la madre te dice, quítate que ahí te voy.
No, seriously, she is a very powerful human. So you just changed the way I'm going to meditate because that was so powerful. So I meditate with a guided meditation. I love them. I do peaceful ones, and it depends what I want to work on. I do body scans, but not like that. It's more of body scans to see where am I holding any tension, and then I go deep to figure out why. Why am I holding tension there? So and then I'm able to always guess where I pinpoint it. I pinpoint it to it's because there goes my limiting belief, or there goes the little imposter syndrome.
Yeah. But you have to nip those in the bud.
And you nip them in the bud. And I don't know if you've noticed, because now we've been working together so closely. When I come back and I'm like, hey, I don't know if you noticed, I'll come back because I'm like, oof, I saw something yesterday in me, and then I'll modify it the next day. And it might be with a conversation or it's
a growing process.
Yeah.
Because we're always growing to the best version of ourselves.
Because of self-nurturing
yesterday,
time,
yesterday, I completed my first cohort of English and Spanish. Thank you for your support.
You did
clarity,
incredible
/claridad, porque es un curso que doy en inglés y en español. I give it in English and in Spanish. And I had 52 women, right? And my oldest student is 70 years old.
And it's beautiful. She was
And she's 70 years old. And she said, I have been taking courses since the age of 40. So I've been taking courses for 30 years. She is a doctor of the soul. So she does chakra cleaning and alignment and stuff like that. She said, I've never taken a course this deep. And I never thought I needed to still go back and heal my inner child. After even going through so much work, because my inner child pains caused me to have wound cancer, right? And she said, this was so powerful, Perla. And I said, as testimony, can you tell us that if you're 70 years old, why are you still taking courses? And she said, because I'm always trying to be the best version of myself, and I'm never content with what I have. So when she said that, I said, that's powerful. That's being unapologetically ambitious for your self-care.
Yourself. Self-nurturing.
Self-care,
Make sure you're in the good place to give.
self-growth. Wow.
Powerful.
That
Powerful.
equals humility.
It does.
That comes from being humble. So no matter how successful, how rich, how beautiful, how powerful, how whatever you want to call it, you have to remain humble.
You have
right?
to.
And because if you don't remain humble, then you're gonna feel you're perfect and you're not gonna take care of yourself, right? So going back to the taking care of tips, another very important thing to do in taking care of yourself is breath work. Right? So
Yes.
talk to us about the breath work that I shared with you that you've been doing.
Yeah. So it was one. When you are present, you have to get present, and you can do this in the middle of like a really hectic situation, or in the middle of like stress. Like if something's happening and it's out of your control, you could literally right now stop. Breathe in 4, hold 4, breathe out 4. Breathe in, just that simple thing, and it will start to balance you and you will start to get centered, especially if you're listening to your breath. But then P sends me this incredible, and send P at Reflexiona con Perla on Instagram, and she'll send it to you. She'll send you this video. She sends me this video about breath work, and it's talking about how by the time that we get to 30 years of age, we stop using certain lobes in our lungs, which if we constantly do, just this simple act, if we constantly do, it keeps us from getting disease. Period, the end. That's how powerful our lungs are. But you have to breathe in and like breathe
Super
out.
hard, yes.
Breathe
And
in.
super hard. And
30
yesterday, and we're recording here, we're recording live, but yesterday I was under a lot of stress, right?
Yeah.
And it had to do with an issue with funding, with a huge project, right?
You have huge projects going
And
on.
I was super stressed, right? So I told my mom and my sister, and we were in their office, and I said, we need to do some breath work. And they were like,
You did?
No, but I did it. They didn't do it, right?
Ay,
So then,
Sandra.
anyways, I posted how I was like, 1, 2, 3, and then, like releasing, right? And I had so many people individually DM me and saying, like, I had one of my good friends text me like last night, 9:30 p.m. and said, tell a sister how to relax because I am under a lot of stress.
Breath
and
work.
so breath work
Breath
is
work.
so powerful. You have to try it. Like
Happens
if you,
immediately.
for me, it works. You breathe in 3, you release 5. But when you're releasing, I do it with power. Like, yes.
Yeah, that gives you energy, FYI. When you breathe out with power, that elevates your energy.
And when you release with power, it brings up your energy. So you go, and then like just like that,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Well, if you're gonna deliver, you can breathe like that too. That's not the point, though. But it works, and
It
that's
works.
what's important. That
To
it
get
really,
calm,
really works, and it releases stress incredibly.
It does. To get calm, though, you don't want to breathe out hard. You want to breathe out slow. That's to get calm and centered. To get to vibrate high. If the biggest speakers on the planet, before they get on stage, they do breath work and they go like that, and it elevates your energy immediately, like super high. And you could run a marathon with breath work. You could get completely centered and at peace with breath work. You can eliminate stress the moment that all the shit is hitting the fan with breath work. That's how powerful that is, P.
Es súper poderoso eso, súper poderoso.
That's self-care,
That's
self-nurturing.
self-care to
right
another
now.
level, And of course, the other easy ones is take care of your appearance. Like, feel beautiful. If feeling beautiful to you is wearing, yoga pants and a little sweatshirt with tennies, but look cute. Do your hair, do a little bit of, mascara, do your eyelashes, right? Do your nails, do your hair
It
color.
is important.
Like, it's important to feel
I know.
beautiful. So you need to feel beautiful. And if you feel beautiful, you will project beauty, and people will be like,
No
oh
matter-
my God,
no
she's
matter
so
what.
pretty, right? And because it's not even the actual beauty, it's
How
the
you feel.
charisma, and it's your energy. Like you have to believe in that, right? And so that's another one for self-care. And another one for self-care is writing notes. Like writing notes on paper, brain dumping, or writing notes on your phone, super important because you're manifesting dreams. And you're praying basically for your intentions.
Yeah.
Like you need to have a purpose and intentions in life. My grandfather was 91 years old. And I said, Abuelito, ¿cuál es el secreto para llegar a la vejez? You know, what is the secret to get to this old age? And he says, en la vida hay que afanarse. Afanarse. Like, you gotta be a fanatic of something.
Oh, yes!
You gotta be a fanatic.
Yes, wave your freak flag on it.
Yeah, like you gotta be a fanatic of something. You gotta wake up with a purpose. You gotta have intentions. You gotta put the actions behind it. Like, vámonos. Y la vida te va a dar golpes y te va a dar chingazos y te vas a caer, pero te vuelves a levantar.
Yes.
De eso se trata la vida.
Yes.
¿Por qué crees que la gente que se gana la lotería lo pierden todo mañana?
Because they don't even have a purpose.
Porque no tienen un propósito, porque no saben cómo ganarse, porque no saben con cuántas gordas llenan, así decimos en México, y no saben lo que cuesta y mantener el dinero. ¿Sí?
You have to respect and love your money.
Sí, también, pero you need to know what's your why.
It's everything. It's everything. And
What's your
honestly,
why?
you can't get there unless you're getting centered to understand how you tick.
Yeah.
What makes you feel good. Like, and once you give yourself that moment, then you can go and be like, okay, this makes me feel good, but why am I not doing more of it? And guess what happens when you start to ask yourself stuff like that? You start to figure out the fears that you have. And when you start to figure out the fears you have, you start to see the limiting beliefs that you are carrying that you need to go heal. I mean, come on now. It goes back to healing. It goes back to clarity of purpose. Every time, all the time.
Así es. Limpia tu corazón, ámate, protégete, atiéndete, porque si no lo haces tú, entonces ¿quién? Y si no es hoy, entonces ¿cuándo? Right? Love yourself, take care of yourself, nurture yourself, because if you don't do it now, then when? If not you, then whom? It's your responsibility 100,000%. So, happy Mama's Month.
Yes. And if this is pulling at you and you're like, where do I start? How do I find my clarity and purpose? How do I heal my heart? How do I get centered? There are so many ways that you can get involved with us. Go to thelatinaempire.com. Go to the link in bio in our LinkedIn, in our Instagram, and you will find all the things, all the resources, all the programs that we have. You want one-on-one coaching? All you have to do is DM Perla directly.
Yep. Yes. Contact me at Reflexiona con Perla. Síguenme en todas mis plataformas. Follow me on all the platforms. Email me at perla@latinaempire.com. Concierge at @latinaempire.com. Giselle, Giselle at @latinaempire.com. Contact. I do a lot of...
The fastest way is me, though.
I do a lot of interviews. I do speaking engagements. And I would be traveling so much more, but I've got twins in the boven. I call them the boven. Because I don't know if I have more of a belly oven or a butt oven, so it's the boven. Sending you girls love. Celebrate yourself. Love yourself. You are responsible for yourself. Nurture. Mwah!
Thank you, everybody, for listening to Heart, Mind, and Money podcast with Perla, the awesome Perla.
Thank you.
Yes, I want everybody to look into thelatinaempire.com. Look more into what this whole mission is. Also, on all our social medias is at The Latina Empire. At The Latina Empire. And to connect with Perla, who answers every single comment, message. We'll send you a voice message. We'll ask you to send her your WhatsApp. She will answer anything, any problem, any advice. I mean, you're pretty remarkable at that. And you can find Perla on Instagram at Reflexiona
con Perla.
Reflexiona con Perla. But we are all across social media, and Perla is always, every single day, pouring into you through all social platforms at The Latina Empire. And we also have our community at the Mana Lounge that you can find more information at any of the links on any of our social medias. And we would love to have you as one of our manas.
We've got to keep learning.
We got to keep learning. We got to keep healing our heart.
Healing your heart.
Challenging our minds.
Challenging your mind to fill your pockets.
To fill your pockets. Thank you guys for having us.